explanation as to why the universe space is pushing galaxies separating from each other. See it at night because it was made up of brilliant light-up celestial reflections, so real some not. Reinventing Physics Kavetsky shows how under a planet's gravity force like here on the Earth's it takes a two-cycle propulsion engine to mobilize a 1-pound body a lot some physicists reviewed in numerals of 1, 2, 3 and so forth if you know what I mean. It couldn't at all work any different than that way, and as a kid he knew its space was a vacuum so the travelocity is different. In space, this introduction changes how a zero-mass body lacks its energy content in the vacuum pushed by a two-cycle engine pushes the body twice as fast in a lesser amount of time with no gravity present, as Isaac Newton explained it to the world in 1667. And with that he includes, but without it the speed of light loses its ground and is pushed further away from that ground, as Einstein had said it himself. Gravity, which is the universe's counsel, bears but only one deity as an element. Viewing it from space, we discover it changes measured in the climate of any star, planet, or galaxy where their masses change the climate in their atmospheres. The only place that anti-gravity exists in is in the realm of empty space, where it is the vacuum that the independent mass retains no ground of it. Amongst the stars, planets, and the galaxies, it is the distance in the field of the expansion, and the cause of their distance is that a mass that is not at rest like a ship will bear no weight due to its singleness midfield the space. Midfield a planet or star, it is the core energy that everything attracts towards and is what we call gravity. At the universal scale, everything lays at rest like the planets and stars, but its repulsive push force we know as its expansion is what pushes them into motion.
Rodney Kavetsky was born in the United States, has ventured a lifetime into the studies of advanced physics for the sheer purpose to study and to advance modern physics with an open mind, which nobody has done until now, and to extend scientific theory into a higher cataloged, superficial dimension. Reading from the special theory of relativity, Albert Einstein translates for his readers a very high advanced physics doctrine beginning in his first book he wrote to explain his theory, using an imaginary spaceship made of light from which he ventures with the phrase "I wonder what it would be like if I could ride on top of a beam of light." To explain his idea about space and space travel, his dictums reopen advanced physics into a celestial field of science fiction, a fate that closed the door of the real inhabitability pried open a doorway to predictability, which is well rewarding in its own league about space and travel. The idea now, which according to Rodney Kavetsky is to try and to redefine the speed limits Einstein established as a serious study for modern physics that led us to a dialogue of science fiction, back again into a serious study of fiction literature that lay beyond any real known knowledge at this time, but has led this author Rodney Kavetsky to publish this work. This is a new scientific documentary of literature in the proceeds of advanced space and technology written by Rodney Kavetsky, having as a youth having grown up in Los Angeles, California, where he studied modern physics for more than some 25 years, having with it in his mind the idea that there was something out there in the dark, a small, maybe hidden back door, but a new and unexplored place in the cosmos, where some divine unique in its nature hides about in the dark, where the reflection from quantum particles may advance the secret of his or her whereabouts at any time now, or a new and discovered piece of the puzzle about the universe that needs to be brought to life that hasn't been pushed forward so over the decades. Something that would re-modernize in advanced physics with a new technology that would help the world to complete a new and fuller pixel about the universe. Our universe is too deep for this type of observation to be recognized even at this age. Born in the month of September and on the 7th day of 1953, Rodney Kavetsky, as young as 7 years old, imagined not just a modern-day technology about the universe and what was printed in the newspapers about flying saucers that in the day were publicly known on television and radio, but he also imagined the validity of the space field the universe was bound with. To his young imagination, the universe was a wobbling bubble trapped inside an endless arena of endless space, traveling along, spinning and wobbling beyond the paradoxical of space.
This book illustrates the only scientific theory that undermines the earliest accepted theories known today as both the general theory of relativity and the special theory of relativity theories that dictate the earliest scientific design about the universe. Written and published in 1905. Albert Einstein was the first physicist in the United States of America who published an acceptable scientific explanation about how the fabric of space is and how space is and acts as the element that structures the universe's planets, stars, and galaxies as a foundation. He also theorized how the universe was bound by what he called a universal speed limit, a design that at the time could not be undermined until now.
And there is only one thing we say to death. Not today.